Well, as a matter of fact, we actually have a kind of a misleading gospel today. You know, it was pretty long, and, I read it yesterday, preparing for Mass today, and my first gut instinct is that Jesus is trying to teach us something reasonably complex today. He had a lesson that involved multiple steps, something we wouldn't necessarily work out on our own, and, that last line, this sort of demon can only be purged through prayer. I thought, maybe Jesus is talking about the fact that, sometimes we have problems that we need help with. We need someone else to fix us, like a doctor. And there are other times when we have an internal problem that no one can help us. It's something we just need to work out for ourselves through prayer. And I looked it up, and no. Wrong. Jesus is not saying anything like that. This entire reading, from start to finish, is just all about the power of faith. And basically nothing else. There are a couple minor things, but that's the huge lesson of, Jesus, why couldn't we get this demon out? Jesus says this kind of demon can only be driven out by prayer. Jesus is saying, guys, if you only had faith, if you only believed in the power of God that is working through you, you could have handled this. But you got so wrapped up in your doubts and insecurities, you floundered. That's all Jesus is saying. The one detail I did notice that I really wanted to share, though, today, is the writer of this book of commentary said, the disciples and the father of this sick boy had imperfect faith. Okay, they had some faith, but it wasn't ideal. The father, he says, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. So it's like he's saying to Jesus, hey, I know I'm halfway there. Help me make it all the way there. And the fact is, that is the kind of faith most people have. Apart from damaged, broken people who can't trust anything, and ignoring saints who have an immense amount of trust, most people fall in the middle. Most people have some trust in things outside of themselves. And then again, most people have limits to exactly that trust. That's okay. That's more than okay. That is what it means to be human. Nobody's born with perfect faith. And if they are, at the very least, it's challenged somewhere along the line. But even so, what Jesus is telling us is, little by little, we are meant to put to bed our doubts, insecurities, all that stuff, and little by little, keep growing toward perfect faith. Keep growing in confidence, trust, and grace, really, in things that are beyond what we can do with our own two hands.